Hi, here we're looking at a way of moving flams around the kit, and it's based around three figures. The first of which is a Flam Tap. That's our 2-note figure. So that's switching hands. Something worth noting as you try and pick up the speed with that is what each hand is doing within the Flam Tap. So if I take this hand away, you'll just hear the figure that this hand is playing. And then once you've got that basic figure, it's worth taking it out of that context and trying it through 8th note triplets. So where the flam will give you a quarter note triplet accent, so 3/2. Next up, we've got our 3-note grouping. So we've added another note on the end. So we're playing a Flam Tap, and we put an additional note with the opposite hand on the end. It's a Swiss triplet. So this stays in the hand that it starts on. And so you'll need to practice that both ways. And again, we'll take it out of the context that you're perhaps hearing that in with, you're perhaps hearing that as 8th note triplets with the flam on the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, bladder, 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 bladder. So now we'll play that through 3/4. So it's going to give us a 4/3 polyrhythm. So we'll play 4 of those groups of 3. And you'll hear, I'll do it on the snare, you'll hear it move against the quarter note on the hat. So 1, 2, 3. And our final ingredient is a 4-note grouping. So we've basically added just another single stroke onto the end of what was our Swiss triplet. And this causes the figure to switch hands. And this is a figure that's in fact known as a flammed mill stroke. So now we're going flam tap and then left right, and it changes hands. And again, we'll take that out of that context where we're against the hi-hat hearing the flam on the quarter note, and now we'll play that through 8th note triplets. And so we're playing a group of 4 through 8th note triplets, so we're going to get a 3/4 polyrhythm. And because of the sticking, this is going to take 2 bars to resolve. Okay, so let's combine some of those figures. So if we play 2 groups of 3 and 3 groups of 2, we get a rhythm that sounds a bit like America from West Side Story. Okay, so now thinking of a 16th note rate, we could play 4 of the groups of 3 and 1 group of 4. And if we repeat this, this will switch hands. Or a shorter group, how about 3-3-2? So they just help start to get that flam shifting hand to hand, so you don't have a sort of dominant lead hand. You get comfortable with it shifting to either side. And next up, I think where it gets a little more interesting is when you create odd groups by combining those figures. So an obvious figure might be, if you try to create a group of 7, you might go 2, 2, 3. And you'll get that classic ba 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 sort of sound. And if I play that through a 16th note rate over a couple of bars, it would sound. So here's the basic figure first. And I'll try that through 2 bars of 4/4 or 16th notes, and I'll start moving it around the kit. Next up is a 7 grouping that I got from Justin Scott on Instagram. And just this combination threw me a bit of a curve, because I'd never really grouped a 7 like this. And it's basically a 3 and a 4. It's just, I guess I would instinctively have done that the other way around. So yeah, a group of 3 and a group of 4, and which would sound like this. And so I'll play that through 2 bars of 4/4 as 16th notes. So we're playing a 7-note group. So if we play 4 groups of 7, it'll take us up to beat 4 of the 2nd bar. And so we can just play our group of 4, our flammed mill stroke. And if we keep repeating the figure, it will switch hands. And then we could also play that through an eighth note triplet rate. Again, we'll do it over 2 bars. So this time, because we're in eighth note triplets, we'll only play 3 groups of 7, still landing on the 8th beat. So we'll play a Swiss triplet and it will switch us across to the other hand. There are obviously lots of other combinations you can try. For example, a group of 5, you could play a 2 and a 3, and that sounds a lot like the pattern that Danny Carey plays on The Grudge. So, like this. I'll try playing that through a couple of bars of a 16th note rate. So try coming up with your own combinations. One I just thought of today as I was doing a bit of warm-up practice was you could play 2, 4, 3, and it's a 3-beat figure through a triplet rate. So to conclude, I think it's a great way of getting the flams out onto the kit from the snare or practice pad, and I think there's a nice melodic quality to when you spread them across the toms, and also the way that the sounds layer up between the different drums I think is really effective as well. For more inspiration, there's a great video of Steve Smith on YouTube from PASIC, I think it might be 2017, that's worth checking out. But in the meantime, I'll see you on the next one. Please like and subscribe. See you then.